Hello, my name is Fox192, again, I'm Fox, and welcome to another Steven Universe Reviews. I actually recorded the review beforehand, but some distractions came up, so I just re-recording this. So, I just seen the episode, I just seen the episode Back of the Barn, which, if you haven't seen it, I love it. It's another Peridot getting along with the family type episode. Let me just go into this, and we also got a lot of we got some information about the homeworld and stuff like that, but let me get into this real quick. The episode begins basically where it last left off in the last episode, but this time back we're at the house, and Peridot says, "Well, finally I need to tell you guys some information about all this stuff," and of course everyone wants to listen. Then Peridot goes through everything, talking about the cluster, saying how it's in the center of the Earth, and at any moment it can blow. And also that it's made of hundreds of thousands of gem shards. It's created thousands of hundreds of gem shards, and it'll basically kill everything. So Pearl then goes saying, "We need to start building a ship. We need to start building a drill that can go into the Earth." But before she could finish saying that, Peridot cut her off, saying, "We need to build a ship to drill into the center of the Earth." But Peridot had the bright idea to start running around the house, pulling out the electronics, destroying them, so she's going to take the parts out to build a ship. Steven says, thankfully, that he has a better idea. And they go back to the barn, Nick and Steven, the one where they had to build a spaceship. I think it's called, I forgot what the episode was. I want to say it's called Spaceship, but... So, from there on, they talk about, alright, we can start building, Pearl says, alright, we can start building the ship. And Peridot goes, no, it's okay. You can go now. And, mind you, this is not the same like saying, "Oh, well, I'm just so smart. I'm just so way smart." Well, I guess it's kind of like that, but "I'm just so way smarter than you. You dumb people should not be here." No, she literally looks at Pearl and tells her, no, you can leave now. Go. And Pearl's like, "What?" And of course, that's mostly what we all should say. And of course, then Peridot's like, no, you can go now. And Peridot goes, "How do you get your Pearl to leave?" Which then Pearl says, no, I'm helping with this and stuff like that. And Peridot then starts, and Steven, I also believe, says that Pearl has built a lot of things, including a spaceship, and Peridot starts laughing, saying, "No, she can't. She's a Pearl. She can't build spaceships and all this stuff. It's below her thing and stuff like that." And she goes into saying that there's hundreds of Pearls, and basically that there's servant classes, so the Pearl servant theory is correct, which is funny because before I saw the episode, someone put a comment on the Pearl servant video that I made on my other channel, and she's like, they're like, "Oh my gosh," and I'm like, "Yes," but so that basically happens. They talk about that there's hundreds of pearls, and that they're basically all just items, and she also says that Pearl must have been a rich, a rich person's pearl, a rich gem's pearl, for how she looks. So that also goes into her being, well, when they always say a servant class, so of course she's a servant, and pearls were made to be servants, and then we say rich, so most likely meaning Rose, who is a pink diamond. Well, most likely a pink diamond. They say high class, and since quartz, like amethyst, and call amethyst a runt, so I'm not quite sure. So amethyst is a runt, and also amethyst also being a different types of quartz, most likely means that Rose is not a quartz. She is possibly a diamond, being higher class. So that's just that. So as that progresses, Steven has a bright idea for them to show their skill at building things in a competition of giant robots. Giant robots. Oh, Lord, I love this. And, of course, Steven Levy's like, "I see giant robots. Giant fighting, racing robots with giant robot prizes." And so Pearl and Peridot agree to this, and whoever would win would then be the leader of the building team. And Pearl and Peridot quickly build robots for each other. Pearl building this nice, this very tall robot that can spin and basically like her. And then Peridot built this short bulky, angry looking one, which is funny because when they were right next to each other, Pearl's like, "Mine's taller, I win." But then basically Steven puts them through a whole bunch of trials and stuff like that. A lot of them, like painting and stuff like that. Painting Amethyst, which was pretty funny because it's just basically a blotch for each of them. Although I would say Pearl's was more looking like Amethyst than Peridot. Well, more looking like Amethyst than Peridot's picture. So as the story progresses, they fight and stuff like that. I thought this was going to be basically the end. Basically, it goes and then it ends at a tie, which I thought was going to happen. It ends with a tie, and the two are like, "Oh well, I guess that's that. We both work on it." Well, no, Pearl's like, "Oh well, that's that. We just work on it together." And Peridot goes, "No, we need a tiebreaker," and stuff like that. And then I forgot who throws the first punch, but then they start to fight. Which he was like, "No, don't fight!" And then Amethyst, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" Let me stop looking at this little thing. Sorry, I'm looking down. I'm supposed to look at you. But so that happens. They start fighting each other, which was pretty cool because Peridot then also talks about how she's a Peridot. She's a kindergartner, so someone who helps with the kindergarten. And then after that, a kindergartner and class tech, and then she's saying, "You're just a Pearl." And when that happened, her robot grabbed robot's arms, and Pearl's like, "That's right, I'm just a Pearl," and just knocks her right in the cheek. And then basically Peridot does beat Pearl, knocking her down. But Pearl lands hard on the ground. Peridot jumps like, "Ha ha! I win!" But of course, Garnet, Amethyst, and Steven go to Peridot, Pearl, and check to see if she's all right and everything. But Peridot's like, "What? No, you're supposed to be praising me," and stuff like that. Because they even said, like, "Good job, Pearl," and stuff like that. He's like, "No, you're supposed to be praising me. You're not following the rules." And then Garnet goes, "Welcome to Earth." And then basically it keeps on going. Peridot looks sad, then goes up to Pearl and says, "I'm sorry," and basically takes the drill that's upside down, only kind of similar to this, and goes, "I'm sorry, we can work on this together." And then Pearl takes it, like, "All right, but you're holding upside down." No, it doesn't go like that, but and basically they say they help together, and then Steven with the sock puppet that was supposed to be the cluster goes, "Wait, I think they're going to be along just fine." Yeah. You're all gonna lose, and that's where the episode ends. Oh, zoom in, star, and ends. So what did I like about this episode? What did I think about this episode? I loved it. I love it a lot. I love Steven Universe. There's only very few episodes of Steven Universe that I'm just like, eh. Most of them having to do with Ronaldo. Mostly being, what is it? That one where it's the movie he made and Keep Beach City Weird. Those are the only two episodes I'm just like, eh. But the other episodes I'm fine. The other episodes I'm pretty fine with. This one I really like because you see more interaction between Peridot and Pearl, which I love because having the new character and what I extremely want to see is her interact with the family, of course, she's already interacted with Steven, she's interacted with Pearl now, which now that next two episodes, I'm assuming it's probably going to be like her interacting with Garnet and Amethyst, of course, especially when they're drilling into the center of the Earth, which actually, now that I think about it, that might all be like, that one episode might be them just in the drill waiting to get to the center of the Earth, now that I think about it. Which would actually be kind of cool, if only because, and the reason why I say this is because if that does happen, I want to see that happen because they're probably going to get on each other's nerves in a small cockpit. But I kind of want to see how Peridot's going to react and talk to Garnet and Amethyst and such. I want to see how they react to each other. Because again, we saw with Pearl and stuff like that, and you see like now they're getting along a little bit more. And as like you kind of see between this Peridot saga, like the first episode, she doesn't want anything to do with any of the crystal gems, including Steven, until the end where Steven gives Peridot back her foot and basically says okay, and basically letting Steven in a little bit. That being signified by her opening the door for the bathroom for him. Then next episode, you see Peridot trusting Steven more, going to where she can trust him more, and Steven kind of back and forth, both having now a trust. especially with Peridot standing up for Steven at the end of the episode. And in this episode, you see Peridot and Pearl going back and forth and ending with her and Pearl getting somewhat along. Learning kind of, now I don't want to say trust, well, kind of to trust each other. And then next is, of course, is Amethyst. Next, I do want to see that happen with Amethyst and Garnet. Garnet will probably be the hardest one, I would assume. Actually, no, it depends, because I can see Amethyst's personality getting in the way of her and Peridot probably getting together, but that'll probably just strengthen her and Pearl, Peridot and Pearl getting more of a trust with each other, both disliking Amethyst, how she does things. But that's like how I feel that's probably gonna go, which I'm still gonna love, because I love seeing Peridot be with other people, interacting with other people. I am just waiting for when they interact with each other, when Peridot and Connie interact with each other, because I kind of want to see what's gonna happen. I can see Peridot probably making Connie pretty angry, and then Connie freaking pulling the sword on her. Or if anything, showing like Peridot's being like, no human can wield a gem sword or something like that, and then Connie just boom, not hurting Peridot, of course, but yeah. Also another thing, like through these last few episodes reviews, you've seen that I love freaking Peridot. Peridot, I love, but like this episode, like with like Peridot and Pearl versing each other, I was rooting probably mostly always for Pearl, and not to say I don't like Peridot and stuff like that. I was kind of hoping for the tie and saying like, okay, they can help each other and stuff like that, which it did happen. But then of course the fight, which Pearl losing, I was like, oh no! But it works because it kind of makes it to where neither of them, where yes, you could be the winner, yes, you could be the strongest, but just being strong doesn't always work if you want to have family, or like you want to have that friends and relationships and stuff like that. And again, as the story moved on, like it was just nice seeing that happen. I totally lost what the fuck I was talking about after that, but yeah, it just shows a nice thing, nice reaction, stuff like that. I can't wait till it continues. Also, another thing I love is like the beginning was very serious, just like, all right, we need to get a drill done. We need to get it fixed now. We need to do this so we can go drill the earth and beat the cluster, which I'm still not quite sure what the entire plan of what the cluster is, but we need to go down there and fight the cluster. And then I just love how it just went from that to, let's build giant robots to see who's better. I was like, Jeebus. But it was still pretty funny. I loved it. But they wasted like half a day for anything. But that was, I extremely loved the episode. Let me see, how long have I been talking? 13 minutes, okay. Just making sure I don't go too far. But I extremely loved it. And again, we have some backstory and stuff like that. Like, we now know Pearl's servant theory is confirmed, basically. That colors, like, names and stuff like Peridot, is somewhat of a class more than just a regular name. And what was it? Peridot. Yeah, we know that now, and also that it seems like Homeworld runs on survival of the fittest type style, to where whoever's the strongest is the leader. And also another thing that Peridot says, Peridot goes, imagine a Peridot owning a Pearl. Which means Peridot is pretty low on the freaking scale, if that's the point. And also that Pearls are for higher up gems. And most likely being that Ruby and Sapphire are both small, about the same height as Peridot. Most likely meaning Ruby and Sapphire I'm not sure, because Ruby and Sapphire are kind of, Ruby and Sapphire is not expensive as a freaking diamond, at least not that I know of. So they might be somewhat more of like a commonish style thing, not as common as, let's say, Amethyst, who's quartz. Actually, I'm not sure if purple quartz is that common. I really need to check that out next time. But that is basically what I can take away from that, is Peridot is a lower class gem, mostly being, tech support and stuff like that. So, seeing how, I like how Peridot's kind of like are linked to Homeworld. She's slowly giving us pieces and stuff like that. Like the last episode where she talked about that what was it? She said, well, she talked about Steven saying like, you're some kind of quartz, right? Saying that, like, kind of like saying that he was supposed to be in that kindergarten. Like, if he was a quartz, he was supposed to out of that kindergarten. So that kind of makes sense with Amethyst being quartz. So probably means, I don't know, maybe Earth doesn't have as much minerals to create higher class gems. I don't know. But that could also make sense also if... Also, they said this Earth's independence, if I remember correctly. Pearl said that. She said she didn't fight for Earth's independence to be talked around by a paradox. Which this kind of felt like a little bit about racism, which it kind of did feel like that. Which was kind of cool. Seeing that there are, like, basically are races in the homeworld. But, yeah, I extremely love this episode. I'm gonna come out with some more. I do have another theory in here. I'll hopefully make the video for it soon. But I actually love this episode. I can't wait for more episodes to come. I kind of really want a Steven bomb, if only because I just like, you're giving me these little tidbits that are so amazing and awesome, but I just want the entire. It's like taking a bite out of a candy bar. It's like, I'm gonna leave you there. Yummy, delicious, milky, caramelly candy bar. And every time you try to grab it, someone slaps your hand away from it. That's how it feels. With these, it's like, ow! 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 Basically, that's how it feels. Oh, man, but I extremely love this. Although, I will say, I'm kind of happy also that it's not a Steven bomb, because then I would have to wait like an entire month until, like a month or two, until the next episode comes out, which kind of sucks. But then it's just like, I want it so badly. But either way, extremely fun. I love this. Also, speaking of things like that, my animated series, actually, you know what, let's not bring that up just yet. But, thank you everyone for watching. If you want to check out more videos I've done, please click the link in the description below. Tell me what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Tell me what if you guys have any theories that you want me to look into, or see like this is a possibility. I'll see if I can figure out how it is a possibility. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you everyone for subscribing, because I think my Steven Universe ones are a majority of my reviews are a majority of the reasons why a lot of people click my channels. But either way, thank you everyone so much for watching. Whichever more videos I've done, please click the link in the description below. There's one link that leads to my other channel, my older channel, which is just 9-Bit Fox. If you want to stay up to date, go to my Twitter account. There's a link in below. It's the first link before my channels. So get info on it. And also, if you want to keep up with my videos and stuff like that, I suggest you subscribe to this channel, since I'll be uploading videos on this channel. And if I ever move back to my main channel, I'll have a video saying, of course, on this channel and on my Twitter that I'll be moving back to the other channel if that ever happens within this point or within the next 6 months. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Tell me what you thought about this in the comments below, and I extremely love this episode. Thank you everyone, and we will see you later.